Hey, it's Kerry, and today we're talking about how you're going to use your customer risk profile. To me, I think this is probably one of the bigger things for the roadmap for you to consider. It's really at the heart of this entire CDD rule. We're talking about context. If there's one thing that you take away from all of this, it's the context that you need to gather around your customers. Now, do you need to get context on all customers? No. Not to the level of context that you need for those that you deem as high risk. So let's go back and review. Context at the very base level for any customer has to be basic CIP information. For those who are opening bank accounts, it's going to be a little bit more information. We're calling that CDD, customer due diligence. And for those customers that we deem as high risk, that is additional information, enhanced due diligence. Now we're talking about context for those customers that are high risk. And now you have something to consider. What do you do with that information? How do you capture that information? More than likely, some of you are going to have data fields that when you're entering in to an account manager is entering in information from a customer, that information has to go somewhere. I would recommend that you get IT involved, your CIO involved. Get them involved to help them extract the data, grab any other data that exists, maybe through if the customer had a mortgage through your bank, a loan through your bank for maybe auto, maybe they have insurance through your banking services. Any of that, you can grab that information and start to get context around the customer so that you don't ask the same questions of the customer over and over and over again. So the key to this component is context. How are you going to use this risk profile? You're going to gain information. I recommend that you write a narrative about the information that you've gathered, about the expected activity. And then what you want is you want to take that information and you want to mirror that against the information that's collected from transaction monitoring. That's going to give you context to the monitoring and the activities that's going on throughout the rest of your bank. Now, another thing that you might want to do, and this may not be available for every single person, but another thing that you might want to do and what you might want to consider is you might want to set a baseline based on the information that you've gathered, the context that you've gathered, set a baseline for that information, and then have IT extract data information that you've gathered from your transaction monitoring or other monitoring systems, and create some sort of graphical representation of that customer that you review based on certain, if they hit over certain parameters. So for example, if the expected activity is 3 wires per month, and you're seeing, transaction monitoring, seeing 10 wires per month, that's obviously going to trigger an alert somewhere, but we need to understand the context of the customer. So why would that happen? Well, maybe there was a conversation with the account manager where that didn't get documented. Maybe there was a conversation where there's a peak period where it was documented originally that the average is 3. Maybe most months there's 0, but on average there might be 3 because there are peak periods. So these are all things to consider when you're adding context around the conversation that you're going to have with your risk profile, your customer risk profile. At the end of the day, what are you going to do with that information? How is it going to help you understand that customer better? Most importantly, with the transactions that you know are coming in. I hope this is helpful. Stay tuned for more coming up. Thanks.